Behind every record in my collection is a story. This is just one of them. Hey, what's up? Another episode of Imperial's vinyl collection. And this video is about Rick James' Get On It album. And he is with Stone City Band. And it is funky. So anyway, let's take a look at this dude. Wow. Look at that, man. Dude, these album covers from the 70s are just sign of the times, man. I mean, dude's got like he's got lightning bolt on his pants. He's got wings on his boots. And dude, check out Homegirl, just at the mercy of his charisma, dude. Anyway, so Rick James, man. Dude, the first time I heard Rick James, it was when Super Freak was out. I think that one is from 1981 or 82, something like that. And anyway, I was with my mom, and she was at her friend's house at this apartment. And yeah, it was like a Saturday or something. I was like, dude, pretty young, like maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 years old, something like that. So yeah, me and my mom's friends' kids, we're just kind of, playing around, I guess with toys maybe still, or just, being kids, like in the living room, right? And yeah, my mom and her friend, they're sitting at the kitchen table, and they're drinking, wine, talking smack, just chilling on a Saturday, right? But then like her friend like busted out these 45s, and so she starts playing records, dude, and like, dude, the first record she played was Super Freak by Rick James, man. And as soon as they put it on, man, they were both like, laughing and talking loud and, drinking wine. And I think they might have been dancing a little bit too. Man, it was like a party going on. Just, at least the atmosphere felt like, we were at a party or something. But anyway, so the song played. And one thing I knew about the song, like that I noticed right away is, it was an up-tempo, like dance song, whatever. But I just remember the music dropping out, like this breakdown, and then going right back into the groove. It's like a big tempo change. So even as a kid, man, that caught my attention. Anyway, that's not this record. This one right here has the classic song Mary Jane, which is, man, that's such a classic right there. If you don't know what that song is, you best recognize, dude. You better go on the internet and look that one up, man, because it's classic, dude. It's like, man, back when it came out, see, I didn't when it was out, dude, I didn't even know about Rick James yet. So I don't know what the vibe was when that album dropped, but man, by the sound of it, in relation to other songs that were out at the time, especially like in this kind of like funk soul genre of music, man, it's right up there with like, it could be like super underground, but it actually is, it's like Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, like that song Flashlight by Parliament. I mean, that's such a underground song, but yet it just got so popular. And I think that's what happened with this song too, Mary Jane. I mean, it was so like, dude, so pimp, but it just, man, it's just undeniable funk. I mean, it's just, dude, there's certain songs that, I don't know, they just hit, man. They just click with everybody. And there's just this energy that's just, you can't suppress it. I mean, even if it's intended for the underground, certain songs, they just have this appeal where it just it just rises, dude, and it just becomes like a classic, you know. Even like bleeds off into like other genres and social circles of people. Just, you know, some songs are just undeniable, man. I mean, you got to give it up, you know, for the classic, right? So anyway, let's get back to this dude. So Rick James, man, he's like, this dude's like out of his mind, dude. I mean, yeah, dude. He's just like it's funny, man, because this dude, he's like he's also like he's like a good musician too. Like, you know, he plays the bass and the guitar and stuff, and I think he plays like piano too. Like, it's a total artist. But man, he's such a party dude. It's like certain like people who like party, like artists who are like known for like partying, it kind of overshadows their like their artistry, you know, like their talent, because the party image is just so strong. It just kind of, that's not the first thing you think about. You think about their legendary partying, right? And dude, Rick James is the cocaine king, man. I mean, later in the 80s, it would prove to be too much for the dude. But man, during the 70s, when late 70s, early 80s, when cocaine was just everywhere in the music industry and in the party industry, man, he was on the top of his game, dude. And dude, this album, it's one of those, man. It's one of those albums that's like, you know, where he was at the top. I think probably after like Super Freak, then I think he was on his way down, maybe after that. But other thing about like Rick James is man, this dude has such a good voice, man. Like, strong voice too. I mean, and distinct. Like, I mean, there's certain artists like, you know, like Otis Redding. When you hear his voice, it's so distinct, you know. And like who else, dude? Stevie Wonder, you know, like there's just certain voices, man, that just, they're just original. They don't sound like anyone else. And yeah, man, Rick James, he's got one of those voices where it's just undeniable, dude. And it's not just like, he's not just doing like up-tempo funk, disco, dance. Dude, he's got ballads too. Like, there's a couple of ballads that are like, dude, Ebony Eyes. I mean, that's not on this album, but that's a song, dude. And this other, let me see this, dude. Let me see. Where is the song list? Hollywood, dude. That's also a pretty cool ballad song. Like, but dude, look at this cover, man. I mean, this chick is hugging his leg with the lightning bolt and the wings on his boots. I mean, dude, this is like, this image right here pretty much encompasses the party legend of Rick James, dude. You know. Anyway, and then yeah, Sexy Lady, another banger. You and I, probably the next biggest track on this album, which is a party jammer, up tempo, like, just, yeah, man. That's a song that if you want to start the party, you play that song, you know. Mary Jane, that song, you could start the party with that too, but I don't know, man. That song is just so so pimp. I think you want to wait till it gets real late to play that song. Anyway, let me put this back. So there you go, dude. So where did I get this record? Let me think, man. I'm pretty sure I got this record at the flea market, dude. Because there's no stickers on this one. And I definitely didn't buy this record new when it came out. But there was a time when in my DJ, years where, man, I was doing a lot of like parties where, people wanted to hear old school dance music from the 70s and 80s. And yeah, probably like, early 90s, I was playing a lot of parties where they wanted to hear old school, dude. And man, Rick James fit the bill, dude, on a lot of these parties. So yeah, I got a decent selection of old school dance, funk, disco records, dude. And this is one of them, man. So yeah, I think I got this probably at the flea market, dude. And like I always say, dude, back then to get like a record at the flea market in like the early 90s, we're talking like $1, maybe $2 a record. Super cheap, man. Like, dude, the records are so expensive these days. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, dude, I'm stuck in that time period when I was buying the most records. Like, obviously, everything was cheaper back then, so got to consider that. But if you just think about when I was buying like a lot of these used records, no one else was looking for them. So that's a big thing. Like, I mean, pre-internet, there was a lot of undiscovered treasures out there, not just in regards to music, like records or anything like that. Just everything, dude, because there wasn't as much exposure. Like, you can only advertise so much if you're like, selling used items, or if there's something like that's interesting. I mean, the odds of you finding out about it, were a lot slimmer back then. You had to hear it from a friend, or just happen to stumble upon a yard sale, or I don't know, man. Just, the internet has just turned this world, upside down, and just everyone's in everyone's business, dude. I mean, there's almost nothing you can't find on the internet, dude. I mean, it's everywhere, dude. But this record, yeah, like I said, I got a few Rick James albums, but this one right here, man, this is one of the best ones, dude. I think actually, I think this probably is the best one, dude. So at least my favorite. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got to say about this record. I got more coming up. I'm probably gonna do some more Rick James records because I have a few. But anyway, hope you liked the video. You press the like button if you want. You can subscribe if you want, or you can just do none of that if you want. It's all good, dude. Till next time, peace and vinyl.